Star Wars? Who's the Star Wars fan?
It's just my Star Wars mug.
You've never seen Star Wars.
You've never seen Star Wars?
No, you've never seen Star Wars. I've seen Star Wars.
Star Wars is one of my favorite movies ever.
It's not true. Casino's your favorite movie. That's the only movie you like. And Goodfellas.
Hello.
Welcome to Best of the Week. The date is the April 17th. It is one of our, right? It's April 17th. It's one of our buddies' birthdays. He's 40 years old.
Look at that.
Yeah. Happy birthday, 40-year-old.
I thought it was 40 years ago.
Best of the Week.
Best of the Week. First one out of Medford, Massachusetts, $1,100. A Victory V30 Countess Mark 1.
Yeah.
Victory makes cool amps. You don't see a lot of them. This is the first one I've ever seen for sale on Craigslist. They have, lunchbox size amps, pedal format amps, larger format amps, typically heads. They are made in England, generally, voiced to have a little bit more British character to them.
Yeah.
But they make some really cool amps for, I think, pretty good prices. I wish you saw more of them around. So I figured first one I've ever seen on Craigslist, that was worth a mention here.
Yeah, you never see stuff like that. Speaking of things you never see on Craigslist, there is, out of Concord, Mass, I think it's Mass, an Alexis Vortex 2 wireless keytar for $240 out of Concord. That's a keytar.
I've never seen a keytar on Craigslist.
Never. So,
I saw this one on Craigslist, but
this beat out. It was either going to be this or a Mexican Strat for $350.
Next one for me, for $999 out of Andover, Mass. Marshall JCM 2000 DSL 50 with the 4x12. Now, love these things or hate these things. There's a certain nostalgia that I have with these, Marshall made in England DSLs. When we were, much younger, carrying around the Musician's Friend catalog, this was like the cream of the crop.
All right, out of North Kingston, Rhode Island, there is an American 410 DeVille for $500. Anytime you see a Fender DeVille, a 410, it's always about $500 or $499 or $450. But not all of them are made in America. There's a lot of Mexican ones out there, but there's the early 90s when they were doing them in America, and they were awesome. I had one. It was great. So, and I've had a Mexican one too. I've had, not side-by-side comparisons, but within the span of a year, at least.
I'm glad you're not carrying one of those around anymore.
Too old for that now.
Should we cut over and check out another episode of This Old Harmony?
Yes. No fear. Glenn wasn't with us last week, but he is back again.
Absolutely.
Take it away, Glenn.
Welcome back to This Old Harmony. Today we're going to talk about truss rods. Now, most people know that there's a truss rod in their neck, but they can't really visualize how it functions. So this should be really helpful. In This Old Harmony, there was originally just a steel rod, steel reinforced neck, it says on the headstock. Basically just a flat rod. It helps to keep the neck straight, but that's about it. You can't adjust it. So I took this out and I put in an adjustable truss rod. There are different kinds of truss rods. This is basically how most of them work, is there's a flat steel bar on one side, round on the bottom. As you turn this nut, it compresses the bar and either back bows or gives you more relief. So the most common problem is you would have too much relief in the neck because of tension. So clockwise turn, the rod will work against that tension and straighten your neck back out. All right, that's it for this week, guys. Thanks to Old Truck. You guys keep doing your thing, and I'll keep doing mine. We'll see you next week.
Glenn, thank you so much for doing that, man. That was awesome.
Hey, thank you again.
Yeah, we are super excited to see how this thing finally turns out. So
Absolutely. Next one for me. For $700 out of Somerville, Mass, a Pure Salem wood sole. So Pure Salem guitars, they're made overseas, but they come in brand new around $1,000. So $700, may or may not be good for a used one. Who knows? You don't see them, but. This particular guitar, I think, is really cool. It's sort of based off an offset, similar to a Jazzmaster style. It's got a mahogany body, mahogany neck, P90s in it. Just a stop tail bridge, volume and tone, none of the other, bells and whistles that you see on an offset guitar. And it looks awesome, and I've heard really good things about these. So.
All right. Speaking of P90s, there is a out of Mansfield for $2,100. There's a triple P90 SG. I believe it's one of the newer ones. It's always gonna make it for me. You put an SG with one P90 would make best of the week for me, and then you just throw 2 more on there to make it 3 of them. Yeah, easy.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say other than that is awesome.
Give me an SG with P90s.
Yeah. Last one for me out of the Hartford area for $1,800. A Nash S63. Essentially Strat. So we've talked about Nashes quite a bit. We're fans of Nash.
Of course we are.
This one, according to the ad, barely used. Guy bought it like a year ago, used it at home. Ocean turquoise, rosewood board, very late aging, Lala pickups. Nothing bad to say about this guitar. So.
Nothing to say about a Nash. No, not at all. There is a 76 Princeton Reverb for $1,300 out of Rhode Island. 70s were a good year for silver face fenders.
And Princeton Reverbs are
right.
Yeah, Princeton Reverbs are awesome.
Princeton Reverbs are for the guys who don't need to have a 50-watt amp anymore, and they're just playing at home, and they just want a killer amp, and they don't want to have to bust out their twin or their deluxe anymore. They can just play to themselves.
The Princetons in general are a really underrated amp.
Yeah.
Really the same tube setup as a Deluxe Reverb, but different transformer sizes, so it brings it down to 12 watts. A Princeton Reverb setup, right, it's not a small amp. We talk about how 5-watt amps are too loud for the house. I mean, a 12-watt amp, you can get this thing. Lots of people do. And in my opinion, I think a lot of times Princeton sound better than Deluxes and some of the bigger Fenders. So, there's a few unique things going on with the Princeton, so check them out.
Of course. I would love to have one. Continuing on the series of tips from actual pros.
Yes.
We got my buddy Ted out from Athens, Georgia. Take it away, Ted.
Bonus. Favorite t-shirt. Hey guys, it's Ted. I want to show you a little trick I learned from Matt Eady. Make your fingerboards real nice. A lot of times after you've done all your fretwork, you can't really help but get little tiny scratches with little dirt in them. What we want to do, take a little razor blade, make sure you clean it off, and just do a quick little scrape here, and boom, nice and clean. And do it again.
We have
Number 3 right here has got some more. There we are.
All right, thank you, Ted. That was awesome.
Yeah, Ted, thank you so much, man. Tips from pros.
Absolutely. It's a cool segment where we're going to hopefully keep this going. So, worst of the week.
Big time worst of the week. So, number 1, out of Portland, Maine, we've got a Ovation Bala beer for $4.99.
Balladeer.
You sure? Ovation Celebrity Deluxe C5 257 for $500 out of Ipswich. I actually kind of really like this one.
No, you don't.
No. This was actually not a ad for a guitar. This was in the free section in the Worcester Craigslist. Someone was selling a couch, and in the corner you see an Ovation. Worst of the week. Gotcha.
Man.
Not easy.
There's somebody on Craigslist looking for a case for an Ovation.
Just use a big bag.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Hey, what the f- is that?
Oh, are you kidding me, man? This is it's a Keeley modded Metal Zone pedal. It's a regular Boss pedal, but it's been modded by Keeley, which is like the best person to do your mods. What are the mods?
So in the Keeley modded Metal Zone, what gets done, or on this one anyway, the LED was changed out to super bright blue LED. You have no problem seeing that it's on.
That's true.
It gives you a 3-way toggle switch that gives you the stock setting plus 2 Keeley mods. The first Keeley mod, I believe, all the way to the left, gives you like a really good sounding, a little bit more organic than a normal, Metal Zone classic hard rock sound. Sounds cool. All the way to the right, I believe. He calls it, I think, the turbo mode, and there's a warning with the paperwork that, apparently the volume increase is so significant with this that, like, he only wants you to use it with a 4x12 cab because it will blow speakers, and it's, like, apparently, like, it's nuts.
Huh.
I haven't had the opportunity to play one of these with a 4x12 cab, so I'm going to go with what Robert Keeley says and just assume that it's nuts. So,
Yeah, Jesus.
But Keeley, they don't do mods anymore, so this is a pretty cool item. So if you're in the market for one of these, great option.
Yeah, price is right here. So we'll see how that works.
Yeah.
All right. While we're at it, man, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. So right here we have, wherever you're gonna put it, we have a Bright Lights Overdrive by a company called Pedal Monsters. Small company, not stuff that you hear about terribly often. But this particular pedal is really, they're trying to emulate the sound of early Voxes and other amp companies that have kind of tried to emulate early Voxes, thinking Matchless and whatnot. Really those early ones that had some of the EF86 tubes and sort of trying to mimic that harmonic content that comes along with that. Cool pedal, chimey, doesn't change your sound significantly, but I would call it just a cool, very usable, chimey, voxy flavored overdrive pedal. So, and this particular one is in a limited edition finish that they did. Not anything like the other finishes on it. So
Really cool box too.
great box, wax stamp on it and everything. Yeah, I mean, they're doing it right. So
Great box. Anything.
yeah, this one has Velcro on the back, FYI. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
We're going to use the time this week and do a little word from our sponsors.
Yeah, let's take a little word from our sponsors. Whoever
There you
did
go.
this video.
Wonderful sponsors, for bringing us that wonderful little clip into that cool little McGowan PA head turned into a Marshall style guitar head.
Yeah. How nice
Awesome.
is this thing? So cool. So cool.
Awesome.
All right, we have an interview with Cow Brand Design that we did already. It's already out. It's on the YouTube page. It's got a bunch of views. Watch it because it's really interesting. So
Yeah, it's super interesting, and I gotta say, this one was one of my favorites. Just a pleasure, top to bottom.
Yeah.
Great stuff. So
most of these interviews, it's just like we'll say one or two words, and then it's just a professional who is at the top of his field talking about how he got there. And how cool is that?
And if you haven't watched the interview, check out Cow Brand Designs. Parlor, essentially what.
One of these days. Thank you, Craigslist.
Thank you, Craigslist.
All right.
One of these days.
Yeah.
You see that Acoustasonic Telecaster on there for sale this week?
No.
there was
Seafoam
one.
green one still up?
I didn't see that one. I think I saw another one for like $1,600.
Oh, that's a good price.
Yeah.
Ooh, God, they're giving those to everybody. Someone else I saw on Instagram was playing that stupid thing.
Really?
Yeah, Jeff Tweedy. Oh, Sting. Sting did a spot with them.
Jeff Tweedy was playing one?
Jeff Tweedy did a whole video playing one.
Oh,
He didn't cover one of his songs. I'm sorry. He sang one of his songs from one of the Wilco albums
wow.
with an Acoustasonic Jazzmaster. You need the
I don't
money.
know.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him.